enough that you say that you just restocked it, but we have far less of that than we did of the Roosevelt, and there's only 400 of those.
Yes, and I only restocked this for the very first time. I sold this, we sold out every single one of them. I couldn't get any more, and then one of my guys said, out of the blue, the Mint sent me 400. How many do you want? And I said, well, that would be all of them.
I'll take them all.
I'll take them all. Because of all the ones that I have of the Harpers, the 5-ounce ATBs, the Harpers Ferry has been the most difficult to get of the 2016s. The Mint is done making these, by the way.
Okay,
just because
so
they
they're not
shipped
putting
them.
any more.
No. Those are already done. I think the mintage on Harpers Ferry is going to end up maybe 60,000, maybe 60,000 if you're lucky. So
even though if Congress commissions, as you say, right, to put, they don't always fulfill the entire thing?
No. There's an allowable mintage. What the Mint is allowed to do is make the coins based on how busy they are.
Oh.
Well, and we have the proof.
Don't they see that?
And we have the 2016 Eagle coming out.
Right.
Okay, that's
so they're busy
incredibly popular. We just have the 1/4 ounce standing gold Liberty Gold quarter coming out. That's a huge deal. Okay, so they're busy with that, and so all of a sudden, and then if let's say the Silver Eagles go crazy, understand this takes 5 ounces of silver. The government does not have any more silver. There's no strategic silver reserve in the United States government anymore. They've used it all for coins.
Can't go to Fort Knox?
No, that's all gold.
Oh, gold, right.
But we don't get any gold from that.
Right.
And so they have to literally buy this on the open market. And then they have to make them into blanks. They don't make the blanks. Another company makes the blanks for them to strike the coins on. And so because of that, they can't do those things, and there's only so many of these they can buy. There's only so much work that they can do. And so what happens is it creates tremendous rarity based on the popularity of other coins. Well, virtually at this time of the year, everything the United States government is making, we got the Proof Eagle coming out. We're going to have the Satin Finish Eagle 30th anniversary coming out. We've got all those coins coming out. So you know what that leads to the Mint to do? They are overwhelmed. We still have the President Reagan Queen and Chronicles set to come out. We still have the Satin Finish set to come out. We've got all of these incredible coin sets to come out, and the government is overwhelmed. The Mint is absolutely, positively overwhelmed. That means that these coins right here, they're done making the Harpers Ferry. I think the Teddy Roosevelts are going to be spectacularly rare, personally. I mean, that's just my personal thought and feeling on this. So here's the Harpers Ferry if you missed those. So once again, for those of you tuning in, you look at that, of course, your thought on this is, OMG. Right. What is that? Well, this is the largest silver coin, pure silver, 5 ounces, ever made by the United States government. Most people don't realize, and many coin collectors don't realize they've been making these since 2010. The 2010 coins, I think we may have some on hsn.com.
Yeah, maybe Allison can see if she can find.
They're like $1,000 a piece. Oh. I mean, I have the 5 coin set. So, I think it's $4,700.
Right. So, Mike, by the time that we figure it, not you, but the normal shopper, me, those of you watching, and we go, okay, oh, those are really popular. Those are going to be rare. Then when you finally do decide to jump on the boat, then you're going to be paying significantly more. So why wait for that to happen? Get it now and get it at this price before they start to exponentially increase in price, and then you could take advantage of the 4 flexible payments, so that way you don't miss out and you can build your collection.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to go, we got to stick to